On June 15, 2020, the United States Supreme Court decided the case of Bostock versus Clayton County, Georgia, which held that under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, employers could no longer legally discriminate against gay or transgender employees simply because they were gay or transgender. The 9 members of the Supreme Court voted 6-3 in favor of the employees, and the final decision was written by Justice Neil Gorsuch, a recent appointee to the court by President Donald Trump. It was quite surprising to see Justice Gorsuch and Chief Justice Roberts, who was appointed by George W. Bush, join the 4 members of the court's liberal wing in this decision. Perhaps Justice Gorsuch and Chief Justice Roberts, who are both known to be devout Christians, took to heart the words of Jesus Christ when he commanded his followers to love your neighbor as yourself, even if your neighbor holds different beliefs than you do. Remember the story of the Good Samaritan? Think about it. Who among us would want to see their neighbor, friend, or beloved family member lose their job simply because they were gay or transgender, even if their employees' deeply held beliefs considered their sexuality to be disordered? Loving your neighbor as yourself does not mean you must be in perfect agreement with your neighbor. Instead, it requires that you treat your neighbor with the dignity and respect that you want for yourself and your family. If it is surprising that Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Gorsuch voted in favor of gay and transgender worker rights, it is even more remarkable that it took 55 years for the Supreme Court to address this interpretation of the law known as Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. But as Justice Gorsuch pointed out at the beginning of his opinion, the lawmakers who passed the law in 1964 were men and women of their time, and as such were not even thinking about gay or transgender rights when they passed the law. Justice Gorsuch wrote, "Sometimes small gestures can have unexpected consequences. Major initiatives practically guarantee them. In our time, few pieces of federal legislation rank in significance with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Perhaps this is the case of the long arc of the moral universe finally reaching justice. Perhaps this decision brings some peace to one aspect of our divided nation. If you are a gay or transgender employee and feel that your employer is discriminating against you due to your sexuality, call me. We'll talk about it. After 5.5 decades, you may just have a good case." Thank you.